This is Before I Forget. It's an indie game. It's kind of a small scale game. It's, as I understand it, it's about the experience of dementia. There's sort of a genre of indie games that are kind of in this zone of trying to sort of explore psychological experiences and things like that your typical audience member may not have ever had any time with. Now you can't really fully immerse someone in an actual, in someone else's life. But I do appreciate the existence of games that take a stab at it, that sort of, try to sort of broaden our minds and help us experience the world through other people's eyes. Sure, let's go for it. Before I Forget is best played through in one sitting, about an hour, using headphones or audio subtitles turned on in the settings menu. Okay. Well, let me make sure that the game volume is turned up enough that you'll be able to hear what anyone says. And we'll go.
Where am I? Is this the right place? Ah, Dylan will know. I'll find him.
Okay, so this said nothing at first. But it's slowly filling in. Got some urgent bills. Okay, looks like somebody might have left me a note. Dentist on the 18th, 10:30 a.m.
Dentist? I don't know where it is.
Well, luckily,
how will I get there?
It's not the 18th. So yeah, so we're hearing the main characters sort of fretting worry about not knowing things, about not having information available.
I got caught in the rain that day in the park. But you offered to share your umbrella. We walked slowly, even though the rain got heavier.
How do you like Amsterdam?
It's beautiful, like stepping back in time.
So you get this flash of memory that is about as real as the world itself. Raneth Cord says, I hope this game doesn't turn into Anxiety Dream, the game. Yeah, this is the kind of thing, we were talking earlier about dreams. This is the kind of thing that I would dream about, is of being in a situation and not remembering something or committing a social faux pas. Much more so than ever having like interesting, fantastical stories or ideas. I do like the sort of the way they've done the art here. I assume that they've just got like, they're not doing some weird post-production on here. I imagine they just, everything in this room really is just gray. And then they maybe do some kind of change in the shader that makes it colorful once I've figured out how to make it colorful.
Wow, that sounds impressive. But I don't think it was me.
Huh.
That was before we met. I look so young.
You notice that everything she's saying is about some other person, right? It's before we met. Like, she looks at a picture of herself and she thinks of it in terms of somebody else who she's missing.
that's me. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going.
So this is in 74, this picture of her when she's young, and now it's 2001, so it's been a little less than 30 years. So if she was an adult in this picture, she wouldn't be that old. Now, let's say she was 40, 45. She'd be in her upper 60s right now. This would be kind of a tragic time to be getting dementia. I mean, it's never not tragic, but the younger it happens, the more of a loss it feels like. Just quantitatively, the amount of life that you're missing.
Dylan? Are you here?
Oh, interesting. Is the music making things look familiar? I'm assuming that that's what the color is conveying, is something being unfamiliar or familiar to me.
I can hear you playing. Where are you?
So this is a silly distraction from the subject matter, but the name Dylan, the first name Dylan, I'm not sure if an accomplished musician in 1974 would have the first name Dylan. I could be wrong about this, but I thought that became a popular first name for boys in America after the career of Bob Dylan. And so somebody would be pretty young in the 70s to have that name. It's a common name for kids now, but whenever I hear a name in a game that or in a TV show or movie or something like that feels out of step chronologically, it kind of throws me out a little bit. Now I could be wrong about the name Dylan. It could be more popular than I realized. But like, for instance, there's this one example. Oh, what was the name now? In Fear the Walking Dead, the female lead in the first season, she had a first name. I forgot what it was now, because I never watched the movie Splash. She had a first name that came from the movie Splash, but she was supposed to be 50 years old in the 2000s, and that's impossible. She could not have had that name, and I wish I could remember what it was now, but she couldn't have had that name and be 50. Like, that's just not, it's not possible, because no one had that name until later on. And so that's one reason why in State of Decay 2, we've we put a lot of effort in our naming system to give characters age-appropriate names, so that characters who are named George are old, and characters who are named, I don't know, Ethan or whatever, Aiden. Characters named Aiden tend to be young.
It smells like roses.
Madison. That's what it was. That was the name, Madison. Like, I think if you look it up on like the Social Security website where you can look up the popularity of different names, you'll see that Madison arose in the 80s. So somebody has to be born in the 80s to be a woman named Madison. Or later, of course. My kids have friends named Madison.
You bought me this in Paris.
Jedi Cytrix wonders if maybe the name being jarring and feeling out of place in time might be intentional. Possibly. Though, I mean, I think this is meant to be his actual name. And she is really remembering things from the 70s.
It's locked.
And again, I could be wrong about that particular name, too.
Pretty color. Pretty color.
Yeah, it feels like I'm sort of like waking up each of these rooms. Dinner at the bistro, 9 p.m.
What a lovely surprise. Our little bistro. Oh, what time is it? I should get ready, put my makeup on. Pretty color.
Okay, is there a way for me to actually put my makeup on, or is that just an idle thought that I'm having?
Oh, one of those time counting things. I have one of these too.
It's interesting. So she knows what some of this stuff is, but random objects she just won't be able to connect with reality. Now, there's a couple things that I'm noticing. Only one side of this bed has been used. There's a wedding ring in a drawer, but it's not hers. Or maybe it is hers and she doesn't recognize it as hers. But it feels like we're missing something here.
I need the toilet.
Oh, crap.
I'll go now before I meet Dylan.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
Was it this way? They look the same. I can't... Oh, how silly.
Oh my gosh. No matter what door I go into, it's
oh no, Hari Sunni, which door is it?
whatever door I go into, it's the closet. Okay, maybe if I follow this?
Where did that hole come from?
What? That doesn't seem normal. That doesn't seem
It's
like part
locked.
of the dementia experience. What about this door? Oh, it's the closet again. Oh, this gets worse every time.
Oh, please.
This is like a bad dream I would have.
It's too late.
Oh no.
I couldn't remember.
Well, at least there's a bathtub.
Dylan... He's not there. Oh, I hope he's put the kettle on.
Okay, I remember this room all right. I think my suspicions about Dylan are slowly being confirmed. I wasn't sure if that sound was in the game or in my house. Where is it? Oh, I'm getting further away from it now. Nope. Wow, so it's loud in the hallway, but wherever I go, it gets softer.
I don't want to fall. It's locked.
All right, well, I'm not going through that hallway. Oh, this phone's gonna drive me crazy. One tablet taken once a day after food. Oh man,
Should I take them?
once a day?
I don't feel sick. They can't be for me.
So I'm not taking my pills. Because I can't remember why I need them. Oh, Jedi Cytrix is pointing out that the date might be different. You're right, it's the 14th now. Got all these urgent notices. And so I will find Dylan. I've written myself all these notes to find Dylan, and then I cross them out. Oh, man. Yeah, my character's headed for some kind of rude awakening, I think. Note that I'll get a room mostly colored, but there's always at least a little bit of gray. I never make anything perfect. Is there anything here besides the umbrella that I can interact with? I do not know what to do about this phone. It's going to drive me nuts. I feel like I've interacted with everything in here. That sheet music didn't do much for me. Oh, I can sit down in here. Darling Suni, just a short note. Thank God for hotel stationery, otherwise I would never know where I am on tour. Missing you desperately. Still haven't parted ways with this devil of a cold. Hope you're feeling better than I am. The Italian press are kind, so not all is lost. Oh, so all is not lost. All my love, Dylan. Okay, so it's filling in some information. So does this mean that I'm going to start assuming that he's on tour? Hawaii is magical, but I don't see much beyond the observatory. The scope is marvelous, and the team too. So glad the tour is going well. Make sure you look after yourself too. I know what you're like. Good news. I think I can arrive in San Francisco when you are there. Not long to wait, but also too long to wait. Love always, Suni. This is from me. Oh, hey. Looks like this is written in Hindi. Or is it just unclear? Oh, it's just unclear text is all it is. It looked vaguely like Hindi to me, but also yeah, I don't actually read Hindi, so I wouldn't know if it looks like Hindi or not. Dearest darling Suni, your last letter found me tired, but buoyed by the promise of seeing you. I'm in hospital. I must say, even French cuisine does not infiltrate these walls. This is from 1972, by the way. This is not recent. Alas, no need to hurry to my bedside, although there's nothing I would like more. Don't read the papers. They exaggerate. I'm a little tired. That's all. I'm just creating more inventive ways to get out of touring. What lengths I will go to. Being unable to work on my new piece is more than frustrating. Cosmos is swirling around in my head, but I must have time to get it down on paper. There's no piano in hospital, so I can't practice. I'm plotting my escape. Do not worry. I'll be out before you know it, or there will be blood, not mine. By the time you read this, we may have already spoken. I think you have the right number now. Love always, D.
I should phone Dylan. Is he okay?
So this is from 72. So I'm experiencing all of this stuff like it's right now. Is it possible? So I had assumed. I went into a lot of this assuming.
I'm glad he's back now. He is, isn't he?
I've been assuming that I'm an old woman.
It's lonely here without him.
And that my husband recently died. Because we're old. I wonder if he died in the 70s. I wonder if he hasn't been around in decades. But I'm still lost in kind of a version of my memory and a version of my experience where he should just be right around the corner. There's the phone.
Sunita, it's Maria from the care agency. I've been ringing all morning. Please pick up the phone. Sunita? I will be there soon. Remember, I have a key, so I'll let myself in.
Greetings from India. Dearest daughter Suni, This is from 71. All is well here. Well, except for the gardener has retired, and I think the new one is stealing from the pantry. Daddy won't deal with it and told me not to bother about a few bits. But it's the principle. We're delighted that you found a home. When are you coming to visit? You both seem so busy. When will you have time to start a family? You can't wait too long. Daddy told me not to meddle, but it's not meddling. I mean, I'm your mother. Postcards never have enough room. I'll write a letter soon. Tell us your news. All our love, Ma and Baba.
Must give them a ring. I haven't spoken to them in ages.
There's a letter by Dylan. I mean, not letter. What? I've opened so many letters. I just said letter instead of album. This is an album. Oh, good. Let's sit down at the computer.
This is your favorite spot to sit, scribbling a new piece.
How much time is going by? Am I just sitting here? Or am I remembering something? I wonder how long I sat there just now. Ah, emails. Oh, such a slow mouse. Oh, simulating being an old lady with really weird settings on her computer. Hi, Sunita. Sorry I've not been in touch. I don't know if you're still picking up your emails, so I'll try to give Dylan a call and we'll try to get together or something. Mona. Okay, Dylan's alive in 1997. Hi, Sunita. This is from months before. I think. Yeah. Ages before. I just heard you're retiring. Are you all right? What about your research? I'm so shocked. Has Dylan convinced you to start a family? You don't have to give up everything. I can't believe you're going. Let's talk. I'll pop into your office for a cuppa. Okay, so start a family in 1996. How old would we have been if we were doing stuff in the 70s? It's kind of late to start a family. Sunita, what happened? I hear the event was a disaster. All those months of work, if you weren't confident presenting, I could have rearranged my schedule and stepped in. We should talk. Give me a call. Okay, so I had some kind of bad time in 96, and then I retired. Dear Suni, I finally created an email address for myself, so I'm writing to you from America. The tour is going well, though I miss you very much. See you in a week. All my love, DX. And these are the archive of old emails. My inbox, I can't click on, and it's full of new stuff I've never read. Okay, so it looks
What
like...
does class mean, disaster? You always made things difficult, but I could never say anything.
Okay, you show me then, clever clogs.
That's no fun, Dylan. You have to find it yourself.
As you wish, Professor.
Not yet, I'm not.
Bah, it's just a matter of time. So, guide me to this star.
It's not a star, but all right. First, find Pegasus towards the bottom of the map.
Pegasus. Ah, got it.
Its body is a giant box tipped on its corner, and the top left corner of the box is Alpharats.
This one?
That's it.
Hey, I'm getting good at this.
Now count 2 stars up and follow along to the right. From there to Andromeda.
All right. So, what am I looking at?
The Andromeda Galaxy. It's 2.65 million light years away, and you can actually see it with the naked eye on a clear night.
Imagine that. Wow, you must show me properly. Sonny, do you think there could be another you and me in Andromeda looking back at us?
Maybe. You know, my Leela auntie used to tell me the stories of the gods and the stars, but I can't really remember them now.
I wonder if not being able to remember them now is just the product of them being old.
What was I doing? Oh yes, Dylan. Where is he?
Or if that was meant to indicate that she was starting to have memory problems even at a younger age. So, Reneth Cord and Jedi Psychitrix are talking about, this phenomenon
Maybe he's taking a bath.
of family members, having, basically believing it's decades prior because of dementia, and talking about how, like, the best solution a lot of the time is just to, like, if you need to interrupt them with reality because something important is going on, you can, but there's actually, like, they're going to be in this zone no matter what. There's actually no purpose why you need to just keep convincing them that it's the present. That letting them reminisce basically, and letting them live in that world is fine. And, that's actually probably the best solution a lot of the time.
Not in here. Where are you?
So, Sonny to the cosmologist. How about a coffee? There's a cafe over there.
Well, if that's the way the umbrella's going, maybe I should. A cup of tea would be nice. I hope Dylan's put the kettle on.
I was kind of worried that maybe I'd overfilled the tub or something. I don't want to reminisce about this toilet. Had some bad experiences.
Not going that way.
Here we go. No more peaches.
But Dylan loves peaches.
Oh, somebody's reminding me to stop buying peaches? But
We always need more peaches.
this is interesting.
Who is leaving these notes? Why are they telling me what to eat? I can decide for myself.
Looks good. I kind of want to order. Oh, they've got chicken tikka masala. My favorite. Because
Maybe we can get a takeaway tonight. Then we don't have to cook.
chicken tikka masala, as I understand it, is an Indian dish invented by Indian immigrants to the UK because they were trying to come up with Indian food that people from the UK would eat. That's actually it's made for people with a European background, not actually for Indian folks. Well, that's less exciting.
I don't like cheese. So bland.
And so, of course, it's my
Dylan
favorite
knows
food.
that. Why would he make me cheese? Maybe he's getting forgetful.
Yeah, so of course it's my favorite because I have just such a simple, unrefined palate that I just love chicken tikka masala. Sunita, do not use the stove. Your lunch is in the fridge. Maria.
I shall use the stove if I want to. Who is Maria?
Ham went off. I got you some cheese.
That's silly. I bought ham yesterday.
Huh? Peaches! Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Millions of peaches. Peaches for free. Oh, so much time is passing. So much time is passing.
I thought perhaps, now the tour is over, we could start trying.
Let's wait. Just until my research is finalized.
I think they've made her a cosmologist specifically to underscore the loss of her mind. You know, that like she did the kind of work that was all about having ready use of your mind and all its faculties, theorizing, thinking through things other people haven't thought of. And for her to lose that, it just feels like a particularly acute loss.
Which year was that? We look older.
Jedi Citrix is asking, what's her full name again? Sunita Appleby, I believe, is her name. Goes by Sunny with her husband. And I assume that that is her married name. Appleby doesn't seem like it shares a background with her. She's in contact with her family at home in India. So it seems like she's a first-generation immigrant to the UK.
A clear sky. Perfect.
Show me one with a story, Leela Auntie.
All right. Let's start with an easy one. This is Taurus, the bull. Look to the east. Can you find the star at the tip of one of the horns?
Okay, I think those are the horns.
Look down to find the star.
Got it.
That's Svaha. She was desperately in love with Agni, the god of fire. But his love was focused elsewhere.
That's sad. But I suppose at least she's a beautiful star now.
True.
Show me another, Auntie.
Let's see. This time, I will show you a constellation in the west. It has 3 stars close together. Can you see it?
No, I can't. There are too many.
Don't give up so easily, Suni. This star's light has traveled so very long, just so you could see it. Would you want its journey to be wasted?
How long?
Thousands and thousands of years.
Fine, I'll look again.
Look for the brightest star over to the west.
I see it.
Now head straight up, and there will be 3 stars in a row.
I see it. I see it. What is it called, Auntie?
Prajapati. One day, Prajapati was chasing one of his daughters. The gods saw and wanted to punish him. They called on Rudra, the god of storms and thunder, and asked him to punish Prajapati. He shot an arrow, which flew fine and true, and pierced Prajapati's waist. Those 3 stars you see are Rudra's arrow.
Whoa, how do you know these stories?
When I was your age, Baba took me out to show me how everything that seems to matter doesn't really matter. The stars show us how small we are.
Leela Auntie? Where did she go?
What room am I in? Huh. So it's interesting getting these, like, unusual sort of glances into Indian culture, like calling her Leela Auntie instead of Auntie Leela. And also, it was interesting how they referred to Taurus, like the constellation by its Western name, but then all of the specific stories were from, like, Hindu myth. this interesting sort of combination of different traditions all sort of weaving together these people's lives.
It's Dylan's move. He's always one step ahead.
Oh, that seems meaningful. Look at this clock going. I can just get lost in these reveries.
Is it time for dinner? He's in the kitchen.
Oh, I can walk across the rug now. Okay, so the rug... So at first I was a little disbelieving about the hole, but I realized what they were trying to represent was not a literal hole, probably so much as a particular rug being scary, right? It's like they can't just make me feel an emotion when I look at a rug, so they have to do something to the rug to make it scary to me. I wonder if I've got some kind of trauma associated with this rug. And so I rarely walk through that hallway because of it. Channel 106, huh? Oh. What the? Is this a completely different apartment I'm in?
I'm so glad I persuaded him to get a tree for our first Christmas here.
Oh no. We haven't knocked out
What did I come out here for?
this wall yet. Oh wow. Congratulations to my two favorite people. Enjoy your life together. Many happy years in this flat. All my love. Emo?
Errol didn't forget
Errol.
the rings, at least.
On your special day. Dearest Sunita and Dylan, our thoughts and prayers are with you both on your special day, Ma and Baba.
I wish they could have been here.
I'm really enjoying that. Her accent is really kind of cool. It's like there's all these little subtle differences between like her husband's English accent and her Indian accent. Like they both drop the R's at the end of words, but in a different way. They replace them with a different shape of your throat. Congratulations on your new home. Sunny and Dylan, you're an inspiration to us all. We love you. Be happy always. Jenna and Clark.
It's
Whoever
all
they
a
are.
bit of a blur.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
didn't rain though, even though Jenna thought it should.
Oh, everybody signed it. Lovely. From the
So
orchestra.
many good friends.
Sonny! Sonny, come look at this. Where would you go if you could go back in time?
If it was possible, I'd stay just here and now. You smiled then, like you knew something. A marvelous secret.
Okay, so now... Oh, now we're back in this room. In the present, I guess? Should there be a fire in this room? Seems like maybe not.
I'll set a place for Dylan. He'll be here soon.
This is seeming more and more extremely sad.
It's getting late. I'll make us a cup of tea before bed.
I haven't eaten. Ah! That was not what I was expecting.
I want to know all the stars, Leela Auntie.
We should be heading home now.
No, Auntie, just one more, please.
The 7 rishis.
I know, like life in the Mahabharata.
Precisely, Sunni. The rishis were the 7 sages who made the sun rise and warm us with its light.
What else did they do?
Well, first, the rishi married Kritika, the 7 sisters, and they all lived happily in the north sky. Come on, so look north.
I'm looking.
Can you see the 4 in a box?
Oh, I see it. And 3 going up.
Is this the Big Dipper?
6, 7. What happened to them?
One day, the rishis prepared an offering to Agni, and he emerged from the flames. He instantly fell in love with the sisters.
But he couldn't be with them because they're married.
Exactly.
So what did he do?
He was tormented by his love for the Kritika and took to wandering. One day in the forest, he met Svaha, who loved him, although he didn't know it. She disguised herself as 6 of the 7 sisters.
Did it work?
At once?
Did he love her forever?
Sadly, no. The rishi thought their wives had been unfaithful and left them.
Nobody was happy.
Not every story can have a happy ending, Sunni. Not even for the gods.
Ah, oh, the dress kind of scared me. Okay, I'm here.
Where are you, Dylan? Why are you never here? I need to know.
Yeah. Oh. Again, I think just trying to convey my emotions here through the visuals. Wait. Wait. The house is wrong. Okay. All these great clippings about Dylan. Something's out there in the distance. Ah! What the? This does feel like wandering through a dream. It's just so disconcerting and disconnected from reality.
It's Maria from the care agency.
I thought perhaps, now the tour is over.
Don't give up so easily, Sunni.
Where would you go? You could go back. Son, do you think that could be another you and me?
You smiled then. Like,
Sonny, come look at this.
Wait, what? Classical world
just until my research is organized.
loses Dylan Appleby.
Sonny, come look at this.
Missing? Disappears? Are these real clippings, or is this just the way I feel?
Until my research is organized.
Sonny, come look at this.
Until my research is organized.
No, you just decided.
I don't want to talk about this. Not when you're like this.
Why did we always come second?
You didn't. You were pressuring me.
We always said, though.
Well, things changed.
Exactly. You changed, but you never told me.
What's that about? I'm not actually certain if I'm meant to believe that those news clippings are real, or if that's just expressing how she feels about him being missing. Wait. Is this the eulogy for Dylan? Is this his funeral program? Read by Errol Appleby, so yeah. For a second I thought that maybe he was performing a eulogy for someone, but oh yeah. 1999, so a couple of years ago. Born in 45. So he died at... He wasn't even 60 yet.
I must be reading this wrong. What's it saying?
World-class composer and concert pianist Dylan Appleby died in the early hours yesterday morning. According to the emergency services, he was involved in a car accident and died on arrival at St. Mary's Hospital. Known for his poetic compositions for piano, as well as vibrant and moving performances, Appleby was both popular with audiences and the classical establishment, winning him many awards. He leaves behind him his wife, Sunita Appleby. No other casualties were involved in the incident. Tragically, his latest album is due to be released this Friday, a tribute to his wife entitled Song for Sunita.
No, you can't be. I can still hear you playing. How did it happen? Why did you leave?
Is it going to be that they had a fight
It's
or
a
something?
poor career that would get put on hold.
I stopped touring. What did you want me to do?
I don't know, Dylan, but what I do counts.
What's that supposed to mean?
I didn't mean that. Dylan, wait.
They're fighting over their careers? I don't think I get the full context.
You always wanted us to slow down and start a family. I was happy to be just us and our careers. But I kept forgetting things.
Huh. Looks like this world is fading in really slowly.
I got confused. I forgot myself. But then you were gone. And I forgot that too. I don't want to be alone and confused anymore, Dylan.
So how did she forget? I think I might have missed how her forgetfulness contributed to this. Could it be that they had resolved on a solution to the argument, to the conflict between them about their plans, and she just misremembered and started talking as though
We can be together now.
things were different.
Now I remember.
Wow. Zarnathium is like, did she die? It seems to be suggesting that. Or that at least she would at some point. That is sort of the, like, kind of the worst fear when you're, you know, in a relationship with someone, that you'll be haunted by the last interaction you had with them. You know? It's actually like one of the reasons, like, whenever I, part ways with a family member or something, I always try to say something really positive, that I love them or something, is because, partly it's because I want to say that all the time, and it's positive and happy and not morbid at all. But part of the motivation is, it's like, you want to always make sure that the last thing you said to someone was a good thing, was a positive thing, and you never want to have one of these nightmare scenarios, right? I always love when games have very short credits with a lot of room to send special messages to people. It just, I don't know, makes the game feel like an intimate labor of love. They use a lot of public domain models and images. They really had a small team who were working with very little. There are guesses going on in the chat about whether or not she actually died by suicide, or if she just passed away and remembered him and remembered the situation in her last moments and felt more at peace about it because she could be with him now that she understood that he was gone. I prefer to think of it that way. It feels it's such a dark ending if she killed herself. I would definitely prefer to see this as a death by natural causes, if it's a death at all. But wow, I'm really glad that I played that. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I feel like the game kind of, I've been commenting throughout, and the game kind of largely speaks for itself. So, there definitely, I feel like there are multiple legitimate ways to interpret it. I've kind of chosen mine, and I feel like it's a mark in the game's favor that I have an opinion, that I'm like, no, this is how I want it to be. I want kind of the best and most peaceful resolution to these people's lives, because whether or not, you think everyone made the best choices at every step along the way, I mean, largely, these folks were victims of a tragedy, that was outside of their control. And I feel like the game really put you in the shoes of this woman and made you sort of understand, her perspective and yeah, I don't know. Just when you understand someone's point of view, you always wish the best for them, right? Jedi Psytrix, who originally suggested the possibility of suicide, says, "I prefer your interpretation." So let's have that be the formal interpretation of this stream, is that she died of natural causes, and yeah, that she was, happy to rejoin her husband. And with that, I guess we'll wrap this up. I normally am kind of high energy at the end, but this game doesn't really feel like it warrants that, so we'll bring up the usual stuff, and we'll move on.